What's up YouTube, this is Joe from Z4 Games and I'm bringing to you guys yet another Sunavalon deck profile, but not just any Sunavalon deck profile. An official TCG version of Sunavalon deck profile. And I just can't, I'm literally lost for words. I don't know why, like this is kind of like the reaction I should have had, I probably did have when the DDD structure deck came out, but I've just been so excited for the Sunavalon deck ever since the Spectre was using them in the anime, to when they officially got revealed, announced for the OCG, then having proxies, then having official OCG copies, and now the official TCG copies, which, thank you Konami for completely rarity bumping the entire deck to Ultra. I'm so happy the entire deck is in beautiful ultra rare rarity. Like, the only thing that didn't get rarity bumped is Durantide, because it was already ultra from the OCG, but like the entire deck just looks gorgeous. The entire deck is so much fun to play. So many variants of the deck. Even I can't decide which variant I want to fully play, but I'm bringing to you guys this variant of the deck, which is a go second, hand trap stun your opponent, and then just beat down your opponent's board after you've baited out all of their negates, and then just go ham that way. I feel like it's just the easiest way to play this deck, and not only the easiest way to play it, but from what I've seen, the OCG is the most successful way that the deck is winning at the moment. That is even without the newer support, like Mialis and the DNA transplant, kind of like spell one now, I can't remember its name, but which also got officially confirmed as OCG imports in Lightning Overdrive. So that's another thing I'm excited for that set for. But yeah, so, and that's even without that support. This is the most successful way. This is like a pseudo budget way that I've designed the deck. Essentially, it's not playing Imperm's Chalice, it's replacing that slot, so that's a spoiler warning there. But you can build this deck in any way using any kind of cards you want to make, because the concept of the deck, again, is just so simple. It's just hand trap your opponent, stun your opponent, bait out the negates, and then just go ham with your slashes and your Durantes and things like that. So after all that's said and done, before I get into the actual profile stuff, if you enjoyed, give us a like and subscribe down below. Ding that notification bell, because obviously if you enjoy person's content here on YouTube, you don't want to miss out on that content. And that notification bell helps prevent that. And all of that is great, and we thank you guys so much for doing so. So, with all that said and done, let's get into this first official TCG Sunavalon deck profile. So, starting off with the obvious, the kind of like the main card of the deck is Sunseed Genius Lucky. Use him to make all of your links pretty much, because you just keep reviving this thing so many times. And then you just get so many additional pluses because you make the link 1 tree, then such as your revival card and things like that, so on and so forth. So, moving on, triple copies of Sunseed Shadow. Just an amazing extender for the deck while you control I believe a plant, or it's just Loki himself. Yeah, control a plant normal. Free extender, and it's a free extender from graveyard as well, which is even better. And then to round up this Sunavalon Sunseeds themselves, I'm playing 1 Seed Sunseed Twin and 1 Sunvine Maiden. Sunseed Twin is a really good later game extender. You summon this, get back a Loki, go into your link 2s and your link 1s and just link climb from there, and then extend another extender from graveyard. Maiden is a level 1 that you can search off things like Wealth Down, things like that, which then gives you a pseudo hand trap for protection. While also being an extender because it summons herself while protecting. So that's it for your Sunseeds. And then 3 copies of Lone Fire Blossom, which is a pseudo Sunseed, because this gets you into your Sunseed. So we play 3 copies of that. And the last of the plants I'm playing, just 2 extenders that you can search, is 1 Rose Girl and 1 Snowdrop the Rika Fairy. The reason I'm playing this is Rose Girl is just a very easy extend in this deck. As soon as a plant leaves the board, you send to the graveyard, except during damage step, you can present this card from your hand. So it's just a nice free extender. You're not really using it as a tuner. You're literally just using it as a free extender while you're comboing off, and then you can go into your higher link plants. Snowdrop Rika helps unbrick your hands, which is very, very handy. You can tribute your plants, press on both this card and 1 other plant from your hand. Also, you can also press on monster for a certain except plants, but your entire extract is plants, so there's no problem there. So she's pretty cool. That's why I like to play the Rika Fairy. So that's it for the plants in the deck. We do play the rest of the monsters are just hand traps. So I'm just playing 6 at the moment, in the forms of Ash Blossom Joy Springs, just as a generic all-around good hand trap, and I'm playing the Gamma package of triple Gamma and the 1 driver, just because Gamma is a really good strong hand trap going second, which again, this is what this deck wants to do. If you don't want to play hand traps in your deck, you can take them out and play things like the Kaiju package. I think the Kaiju package is really good, being like varied numbers of different Kaijus, and then things like slumber, so you can either slumber your opponent, get rid of all of that, and the cool thing is when your slasher beats over the Kaiju, you then get to take back that Kaiju onto your field, and if you give them a higher Kaiju, because then you can get your slasher to like 4,000 attack, you can give them the strongest Kaiju, which is Jisukiri, and you'll be able to steal that and have like a 3,300 beat stick on your board to then attack with as well. So that's that option as well. So either hand traps or Kaijus I highly advise for this particular build that again isn't designed to go first. Moving on to spells, there's a lot of them. Playing 1/1 for 1 because it gets to our Loki. 3 Unexpected Die because it gets us to our Loki. And then we're after, which gets us to everything else once we have the Loki, because then we have a level 1 on board. 1 copy of Foolish Burial. This is primarily here for like your shadows and your twins. Dump them to graveyard to give yourself 3 extenders. I'm playing the 1 copy of Avarice because your combos just burn through your extracts so much, and this deck can grind just because of how the deck just naturally plays out. It's kind of like how Salamangreat kind of plays its play thing. It's like where it just, the combo that it just does, it can just repeat it over and over and over again. And playing things like Pot of Avarice helps you repeat your combos even more times than it already does. As I said previously, I'm not playing Imperms because it's in another deck at the moment. So I'm playing the Chalice, which essentially fulfills the exact same role, except you can't play this turn 0. So on your turn, you just play the Chalice, play out the negate, or play something, the negate activates, and you can then either negate that with the Chalice or negate something else on the board while that negate's going through. You're essentially just burning more off as you go, which then means that your entire combo can just play out for free. 1 copy of Mind Control. I think this is a fantastic negate bait. If you want to play more Mind Controls, you can actually play things like Mark of the Rose in this deck to then help steal your opponent's threats. And then either use them for yourself or again bait out negates. Just bear in mind you have to have a plant engraved in order to activate it, because you have to banish a plant engraved. 2 copies of Sunvine Shrine. I play 2 copies. The OCG builds I've been seeing are playing like 3 copies of this, but I feel like 3 is just too much. Because then your link 1 searches it, and that's just, once you have it in play, it's pretty much good to go. You're good to go from there. 1 copy of Bold Legacy Succession, just another 3 extended in the deck, as well as Monster Reborn. 1 Cool-Blooded Grave, just to help bait out those negates, or stop those negate hand traps, I mean. And then I played 2 copies of Bloom, just because this is the only main deck negation that we have to help you go first, or once you've punched through your opponent's board, if you haven't been able to kill them, you can search this off your Duran today. And if you have like multiple copies of this, you can then help grind you a little bit more in that grind matchup. So there's that reason for 2 blooms. So that's it for the main deck. Moving on to the extra deck. 2 copies of the link for Sunavalon Duran today. I have seen people play the link 5, link 5 Fiend monster, which I think is doable. It's pretty good, but you lock yourself into plants at times in mid combos. So I feel like I play a different thing instead of the link 5. I play the healer, because healer does work so well with Jasmine, because I can't not do that kind of little play going on. So you play the Duran today. He's just so good. He allows your slasher to get to 4,000. This helps clear off your opponent's board and then allow your slashers to attack directly. In combo with a trap, it's an additional 4,000 damage, which can mean game, which is good. 2 copies of Yugioh Rome. If you're not going into Duran today, this is the next best thing to end your board on, because if you can start burning, if you play your decks where it can burn itself, Yugioh Rome is just a fantastic thing to end your board on. It's too good. 3 copies of Drius, along with 3 copies of Driadus, and 3 copies of Driadus and 3 copies of Drius. You burn through these so quickly, so that's why we play maximum copies, along with like the Pot of Avarice. And then as well as that, we play 3 copies of Thrasher, because Thrasher is just our main beat stick of the deck. I was so scared because at one point when the leaks were coming out, Carl was like, "Joe, they haven't given us all the Sunavalon stuff." And I'm like, "Wait, what?" And I was going through the initial Yugioh Pro list and I could not see Thrasher on that list. And I was like, did they seriously just not give us the only form of offense in the deck in the set? And then later on the list got more fully confirmed and Thrasher was there. And then Carl just meant like the newer support. So God, he gave me a heart attack there. But yeah, Thrasher, just fantastic card. Again, I love how everything is ultra in this section. It just looks so good. 1 copy of Healer, just to combo well with the last card next trick, which is Aromatherapy Jasmine. If you don't want to play Healer, you could probably like bump Jasmine to 2, or something like that. But I like the Healer in the deck. But that, guys, is the deck profile. I hope you all enjoyed it. Stay tuned, because there will be more Sunseed profiles and Sunavalon profiles as we go through the upcoming forever, because I just love this deck too much. It's such a fun deck to play test. Just test hands, build different variants of the deck. Again, go first stun variants and that kind of thing. There's so many ways to play this deck, and I can't wait to bring you more profiles with more combos and more theories as I go. So as always, like, comment and subscribe. Till next time, as always, happy dueling.